Hey, my name's Erin. Hi, I am watching the Patriots football game against Buffalo, I believe it is. And I decided to do a video on some contact lenses I used to use. Used to meaning they're no longer usable. I can put in some photos into this video at some point, and it will be shown that the photo with them in my eyes, but I did keep one of each color and I let them dry, and right now I got them soaking in some solution, hoping it would be a little softer, easier to maneuver and maybe show here on the video. But I'm thinking I might have to turn on some more light because it's still too dark in here. But the lens, one of the lenses I have today, I bought a new pair. It's by Venus. They're made in U.S., Marietta, Georgia. My local tattoo parlor in Manchester, New Hampshire sells them. They normally like $50 to $60, but they must have changed their packaging or their name label, because it's now called Color Max or something like that. But this is an old package that says Venus on it, and it's Pacific Blue. I don't know why. Can I? So anyway, to add this to the other few seconds, but this here is Venus again. The diameter, the size of the lens is 14.5, and the base curve is 8.6, and most people have 8.6. A lot of the Plano contact lenses, that is their base curve. If you have a little bit of a smaller base curve, you can normally get away with it, according to the other videos I've watched and learned over the years by my cosplayer friends. And of course, these are non-prescription. You can't, I guess you could probably find those or contact the seller of this and ask for the set to be powered of some sort. But honestly, if you're not driving and you can see things but not make out it clearly, either if it's slightly blurry or like you're looking through like like a saran wrap, if it's kind of like that, I don't see why not that you can't just buy these. But I will tell you to actually talk to your eye doctor, make sure your eyes can use these lenses, because there's some people with astigmatisms, and that's when the eye slightly bulges, and it's kind of difficult to find lenses that will fit that. But I find that these ones fit really well, and I also have another brand called Primal. It's a Canadian-made brand, but theirs is only good up to 3 months versus Venus being up to a year. But I can't remember how much I paid for the Primal. I got them down at Salem, Mass at a costume shop because I misplaced my other favorite red contacts, because I wanted to play an anime character I like to play, which is Yuki Cross from Vampire Knight. And I wanted to play the role where she finally realizes she's a vampire, and when she's hungry or whatever, her eyes do turn red. But the lenses that I originally bought for her, I misplaced, but by the time I found them and I wanted to use them again, the 12-year was expired. So I kept one of the lenses just as a not a memento, but like to save. So when I made a video, I can show it off. I will try my best of remembering where I bought everything. But Primo, like I said, I bought it down in Salem, Mass. And it's a Canadian-made brand, and it's is it FDA approved? I um, it doesn't say, but I'm sure you can find it on their website when you Google it. But it does say caution. Federal USA law restricts this device to sell by or on the orders of a licensed practitioner. So I'm not exactly what that means, besides maybe the fact that uh, practitioners can't sell it or prescribe it. I'm not sure, or don't normally prescribe it, maybe. But yeah, a lot of it is in French. There's a couple English words, but the lettering on the sides of the boxes are quite tiny. And it's black lettering on gray background. But and they have it in, yeah, hold on. Can I get it to zoom in? Probably not. But it says 3 here. They are very good. I like them. And they come in a package just like a regular contact lens. They do not come in those glass bottles like most of the contact lenses that people use for cosplay. And I find that these are easier to open. You just have an issue because since there's not much of a reservoir, I don't have the backing anymore. I just kept the lid. Uh, the bowl that the lenses sit in is not that deep. So when you pull it open, you have to be gentle because if you just rip it open, it will fall out. The first time I had opened one of the first package, one of them had slid right out. But luckily enough, I was able to catch it, rinse it out, made sure there was no breaks, scratches, whatever, and they were still good. And then I also got from, hold on, I have to readjust. I'm on my laptop. Another lens company called Sweetie. I bought this online from, what was it? I'm gonna have to look up how to pronounce it again. But it's one of the major online websites that contact sellers buy from, contact cosplayers, whatever, purchase from. Because it's safe, because you can use PayPal and not a credit or debit card, because PayPal only withdraws the exact amount once, and then you can keep track either or put in the amount in PayPal, and that's the amount that is paid forward. I haven't had bad luck with that because they can't track your routing number or anything like that through any of that PayPal account. It's secured. The one thing is, it's not FDA approved, that website, but it's Korean, and I believe they're working towards having 100% FDA approved, because only a couple of their named sellers are, because a lot of the U.S. eye doctors and optometrists and whatnot actually buy their colored contacts from Malaysia, Korea, in that area. These were made in Korea. They got completely different way of procedures, I guess. So that's what happened, and I'm going to check on the contact lenses I have here. I had them dried out a little bit, well, mostly dried out, but I wanted to do it that way. I didn't want to have it in solution and having it dry out in the containers. So let's see if you can see that. Just barely. I'm going to actually go and turn my overhead light on. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to have to listen to all these video clips I'm doing because there's apparently a limit. I am covering contact lenses tonight, and I'm talking about the older ones I have first and then going into the new ones. I have not worn the new ones except for these. These I have used before, this color and brand, so I know what to expect, but not the other. I got the same, but it's violet, like it's purple, kind of like the rabbit from the Zoo movie there. She wants to be a police officer and whatnot. So, okay, on to the next contact. Now, this here is a violet one I got from the same website as the blue. Last year, there was a buy two, get two free sale. I got right on there because I'm like, I've always wanted to buy stuff from there, and I'm like, I wanted to try it out. These are purple, and these were fantastic with my dark eyes. They were perfect. They weren't too scary. In the daylight, it was a little bit more because you could see it. But a lot of this company's contacts have yellow rims inside, so it helps blend in some of that brown that doesn't get hidden by the purple. And yeah, like I said, I like these contacts. And again, I still have to figure out what page I got them from. Sorry, I'm taking so long to show these off because you don't see people with purple eyes. It's really neat to see different color lenses. I will have to look up my history on that website because they do save it. So if you want to reorder those lenses, you can. But I may not order them anytime soon. But when I do, I'll have it saved. And this is now this here is the Primal contact lens, the Dracula one. It is torn because it did dry up and I kind of broke it while packing and moving. But these come in this box with this lid. I do not have the backing that the lens is held in, but this is the torn off slip. These are supposed to only last 3 months, but some cosplayers have found that if they take care of them really good, and they are the ones that are like the only 3-monthers, they can probably stretch it to 4 months, depending on how many times a week that they change the lens in the case and how many times a month they wear it. A lot of us cosplayers that do it as a profession wear them constantly, and others that just do it as a hobby don't always wear contact lenses. I would love to wear them all the time, but I work in a facility that the heat of the laundry tends to be too dry, even in summer and winter. So I'm constantly putting eye tear drops in my eyes, but it's not too bad. but it creeps my boss out. My boss is out. The new boss I have has not seen my color contacts yet, so Halloween is 2 days away from when I'm filming this. So, yeah, here, let me show you this as I'm playing with it. It's like an orangey red. And it's a really nice contact. Problem is, as you can see, the center is, you can see that it's black. Um, and the hole for your own, the visual piece of it is smaller than, let's see if I can compare it to one of these here. It might not be much of a difference, but it might be just the way that contact's made. Yeah, I can get my other three here and show. Come on there. Flip over. Okay. So I put the four contacts the other three contacts I just tried to show you. These are this is the primal, and these are the other three. Notice how the center is much smaller than these ones here. I had a hard time. Normally I can wear them and drive without having any issues, but with the primal, having that extra blockage of your vision was just driving me nuts. Some people don't mind it, but some other people don't like that, and they stay away from that type of brand unless they need a specific color for a cosplay. And when I tossed those ones out, I'm done showing. But what is it? But I didn't mind the color. The color wasn't too bad. It was a little more muted than the other Dream Eye red I had. I have professional photos of the ones with the dream eyes and a couple close-ups of me with the other ones. I am hoping to locate them on my computer sometime here and try to paste them together into a video, but I do not know about Movie Maker. I'm trying to find that, so yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. And I'm going to dump the saline solution out of the cases I have that I just used. Okay, my last two are from the same company on that same website that I cannot remember how to pronounce it or even remember how the name of it. It's these are really light green. I was thinking that if I wanted to cosplay Merida with more of like a green contact versus blue, but Merida has blue eyes, not green. A lot of cosplayers use like a lighter green for her, or Anna, or anyone else. I'm not sure if that's, there we go. Oop, I'm trying to do it, but it keeps, I wish I had my contact tweezers I used to have. But, there, maybe you can see it that way. But it's like green and black and yellow. I think there's a hint of yellow in there. But, different shades of green, definitely. You know what, I'm just going to stick it back on the lid here. It was easier to see it. But, yeah, it's a very light. This here actually looks much better with my dark eyes. It actually gives it a different tint versus the dark chocolate I normally have. Yeah. Focus. But yeah, as you can see, this video camera on my laptop's not that best. But it's very light. I will hold on to this one here and have you compare it with the other one. I love these ones, but when I got them, the base curve, even though it was 8.6 on both the jars before I even opened them, one of them, the base curve was even smaller than what it was supposed to, but I didn't just sit there and it was too late to send it back because it was already opened. And I didn't feel like trying to contact the company. So I just kept it and tried to I used it once in a while, but it was more like a pain in the, it felt like there was air stuck in between my eye and that. But okay, so this is the darker shade. I really like this, but you gotta be careful with what eyeshadow you use because depending on how dark you go, the creepier look with this green, especially with my dark brown eyes. But let's put this down here so you can see the difference. There we go. Actually, no, it's two different companies. Never mind, I thought they were the same. But this is the darker one up here, and that has a bit of a slight yellow, and I liked that one a little bit better than the lighter one, but the lighter one was for basic everyday. That's what I would probably wear it for. And the darker one would be for cosplay, so when you take photos, it would show up. Lighter contacts are harder and difficult to show on camera. So I'm going to toss those out. Those ones are done. I don't have any more to show you besides the violet and the blue one, but they still in the bottle. I don't have any saline solution. I just only have eye drop, the made for contact only. And this here has expired. So I only used it just to loosen it up so I can have them more flexible to show you, but I would never put that in my eye. Actually, that's going to go right in the trash now. So now this is the Venus bottle. This is what most of the colored contacts come in, especially when they're from a foreign country. But when I went to Spider Bite in Manchester, New Hampshire, I found these in the adult novelty shop, which is really cool. But they just relocated them to outside by the ear piercing department instead. But this here has no power for medication. It had for eyes, and it has a base curve of 8.6 and a diameter of 14.5. And then it numbers the lot that it was in, and these serial numbers of when they must have been made or what the solution is. And this is contains one sterile soft contact. It's 62% poly Macon and 38% water and immersed in isotonic saline solution. A lot of places say you can just use these ones right out of the container, but the ones that you buy online now made in Korea or Asia or one of those over that way, I should say. Those ones you tend to want to rinse with saline solution, put them in a clean case, and they come with cases, but sometimes you have to be careful, they might leak. You're better off buying the ones that you like and using them. And then you have to rinse them and have them sit for 8 hours. Then you can rinse them and then wear them. But me, when I first started using those contact lenses, I rinsed them out, put them in, let them soak for 8 hours, and then when I get up in that morning, I would sit there and rinse them again, replenish the saline in the case and let them sit for the next day. I find that it's easier to do that, and it makes me feel safer that I made sure the chemical was flushed out of the lenses that they used to either make it or whatnot. And I would show you how to open these, but I do not have a saline solution to even just do the preparing, and my lens cases actually have to be sanitized. I was going to, a lot of places and whatnot claim that you have to throw them out after a certain month, but honestly, if they don't look soiled, like you had put your dirty fingers in it or whatever, hold on, I honestly think you could just boil them in distilled water and make sure you do it for 15 to 10 minutes. Let them air dry in a clean environment, and then you'd be all, and make sure they cool down and dry. Don't let them be dried on the outside and kind of dry on the inside and then close the lid. You don't want that. That would breed all kinds of stuff, but air dry it. Let's see if I can get a good view of this one. This here is the one called Pacific Blue. It's darker. Yeah, it's easier to see here. But they also have Ice Blue, which is a lighter blue. But with my dark eyes, I really needed darker colors, so when I had photos taken, you could see it. Or if you were walking from a distance. This even comes with a note. It's just a reading that you have to read it. Make sure you understand what that needs to be done to the health and care. It talks about before use of contact lens, cosmetic contacts. It does say the product is intended to be worn only with the involvement of an eye care professional. Now, I haven't been to my eye doctor in a couple years, but the last time I went, or the two times, I should say. The first time I was 21. The last time I had seen him was I was 15, and he had mentioned that I had to be adopted because my whole family needs bifocals and corrective contacts, and I'm the only one that doesn't need it. If I ever needed a prescription, it would be 0.25, which would be non-existent, and it wouldn't be even it. It wouldn't even matter if I even had one. Then I went when I was 2015. How old was I? I think I was 25 when I was in 2015. That was when I first started cosplaying. So I didn't know what to do with contacts, and a lot of cosplayers say, hey, you don't need color contacts to do cosplay. But for me, I really wanted to pull it all off. And so, okay, there we go. So I decided to go to my eye doctor, get my measurements, this and that. And he's like, okay, you this 8.6, that's your the basic average curve. Here's some contacts that we have that you can use. It was a 3-pack, which was 3 months, I think it was, use or something, or 6 months. But they were Air Optics. They were one of their blues. Problem is, they were the same diameter as my eye, so some of the brown kind of still showed a little bit, and they looked more on the lines of like I actually had. You had to really look close up to see the color. That's how light they were. But those were what I used to get used to contacts and putting them in. And then I went and bought these a box of these, and it was fantastic. And then I used these for a year, and I decided to actually try going through an online service that was a little cheaper, and you had a more of a range of colors to pick from, and brands and sizes. So I went with, instead of having the 14.0s from the eye doctor, I went to 14.5, which was a little bigger, and they a little on the harder side to put in when you're not used to it, but I was able to do it. And yeah, so I showed you the blue ones. I will do another follow-up on these ones. I think I would actually already have a review on them on my page. You know, people will have to look. I'm going to have to look myself because I can't remember. And like I said, each case comes with them. I find that when you're a cosplayer and you have like 3+ cosplays, or even 2, and you have a group of friends that have more, naming and labeling these is so much easier than having you wash your hands, grab all your lens cases, and open up all of them at the same, just to see the lens that you need. So I ended up going to Walmart at one point and getting a box that had multiple colors, and they were similar in, that's a different one, similar in colors to what my lenses were, so I actually knew. So like these, I put those lighter green ones in. The lighter blues that I had, I put in this one. The violets I had put in this one. And of course, this is pink. I didn't have any pink one, but where's my red ones? I had 2 red contact lenses. So what I did was I put in these one, both my red ones in both red cases, and then I can't remember if I have the other one here. I had them at 2 different times, so it really didn't matter. I had lost one of these cases, and then I had to use this for the primal, so that's why I did. Some people take nail polish and paint the lids, but I find having color-coded lids is so much better than trying to take the time to paint them. And yeah, so that's what I did with those. And then all the other extra ones I just held on to, but honestly, it's more to pay it more, because this is the collection of lenses cases. Some of them came with the saline solution, but I find these ones are easier to open somewhat, but these leak a little bit, depending, because I don't know how they make them, but as you can see, the lids here don't really close all the way. Yeah, so as you can see, those ones there close a little bit better. And I think these ones have a wider part here, so it secures that extra gap. But yeah. So onto these ones. These are violet. I wish this camera wasn't backwards, but hey. And again, they from Venus. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Let it float down. But it's a very light purple. Should have kept the other purple lens I had then. What is it thinking? But this here looks really similar to that one. These here look lighter. But I think these are really neat. I haven't tried this color yet, but Venus has not as much as Gothica or what's the other place I normally look at? I can't. Oh, the other lens place. These here look more natural than the other places I've looked, but yeah, and then of course the Violet came with one of these things too, and it talks about eye injuries and can cause infection, redness, and corneal ulcers, uh, infections left untreated. Essentially, if you've never had contacts before, go to the doctors, ask permission if this is okay. These Venus contacts are FDA approved. Where does it say it here? Does it say here on the box? But I just read online that these are FDA approved on their website, that the company that makes these. So, yeah, my allergies. So yeah, I'm gonna do a video of those two too, just to show you if I don't have the other one. And I will be looking up and finding photos of the other colors. See you later. Bye. Okay, I put the video together, found some of my photos, and I figured I would put this in between before the photos. The photos are in order of when I bought my contacts. The first one is my first pair, which is the first photo. And then the second photo is a couple days after. It's the same photo. And the next two are the newer blue contacts, but I can't tell the difference between the two of them. I was trying to find more photos of the different color blue ones I had, and I tried my best. The first photo of me was a close-up of my Merida. That is actually the newer blue set, which was from that online website. And I believe the second photo might be the same. I don't have any photos of my first blue pair I had. I'm trying to find them, but I haven't had much luck. But to carry on, I have two photos of my Yuki cosplay. My hair is kind of messed up. I cosplayed Merida in the morning. Had too much hairspray in my hair. Could not get my hair straight for the life of me, so it's not the best costume cosplay. I kind of pieced together some shirts, a dress shirt I already had, and a skirt I made homemade, and my Artemis I made. That's her rod. That is the Dream Eyes red contacts that I showed you, and then two photos after that one is two close-up images of my eyes. That is the Primal Red, with two different types of lighting in the same place. Then the next two is me at like a castle setting. I believe these might be another couple photos of the online blue contacts I had bought, along with a third professional photo of me with those contacts by a lovely cosplayer photographer from Maine. She does weddings, she does baby showers, she does everything. If she can do it, she'll be there. Then there's another photo of me with the contacts in at a concert, but it's in a dark setting, and I believe those are the online blue ones too. I think I had two versions of the blue ones from online. I can't remember, so I will be putting this in before the photos, and then as I'm downloading them online, I'll try to add into the summary a link to the websites and whatnot of what contacts I used, and that way you can look at them with a better photo.